Hello, and welcome to The Gun Show. I am so excited because I have
Yeah,
Nicole.
totally.
When you read a name and you read it with one phonetic way and then you hear it said like in a book, you constantly read this name in the book and then you hear the author pronounce the name and you're like, oh, I've been
Yeah.
pronouncing that name wrong in my head the whole time. Well, that is what I've been doing with Coley Marie. She is an Instagrammer and a mom, a Second Amendment activist, and she really helps show other ways of how to conceal carry. Her Instagram handle is at Coley, KOLLIE _Marie, MARIE. So that's how you can find her. Really excited to have you here. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining.
I, when you asked me, I felt so humbled and I was like, you have the right person, right?
You freaking
I'm a
betcha.
goofball.
Yeah, that's why your content is so funny. I love it. It is just so spot on humor. So if you haven't heard of her or seen her, go check her out because it's like comedy mixed with guns, mixed with mom life, like all the glorious things that exist is you. So I'm very happy to have you. We
Thank
are
you for
gonna
having me.
You're welcome. We are going to start this week. Oh, I always forget. Today's podcast is sponsored by Greyman Solutions. That's GREYMAN Solutions.net. And they make different Kydex holsters. My favorite one is the mini. It's a little clip holster. And I can clip it. It's very low profile. I can clip it onto anything. I usually do it with my thigh wrap for my skirts. So Greyman, the mini, you can get a discount if you type in Mama Bear, MAMABEAR. Pretty simple. So, and it's only $25 for that. Heck yeah.
That's a good deal,
So, yeah, it is a
especially
steal.
for Kydex holsters.
Right? And he has like all these different prints too. Love him. He's great. Thomas is awesome. And also subscribe, like, comment, do all the crazy bits that make me happy. I always forget that. I forgot it, but by episode 13, 14, I think I've finally got it down. I am going to share the screen and we're going to talk about some gun news this week. Okay, this one's fascinating. Twice as many children die from glass tabletop accidents as firearms accidents. Crazy. This was published published in the American Journal of Surgery. That crazy?
That's wild.
Let's ban glass tabletops.
Exactly.
Assault glass tabletops are killing our children.
Well, that's like like the dressers that like aren't anchored to the wall. Same concept.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was twice as many as firearms accidents. It's crazy.
I did not know that either. That is crazy.
So
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah. Having children
and like clumsiness
and how they jump on everything, and if you have a little table, then they like to jump off, especially if it's in the middle of your living room.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a glass tabletop.
You better ban that.
I know.
Get it out.
Get it out of my home. Do I love children? If I love the children.
You are in California. Maybe you should get on writing a law about that.
Right? Although I saved my life and left California. So now I'm in Kansas. Back to freedom. Don't worry about it.
See?
I didn't last very long. I was there for like 6 months. And I will tell you, when my husband and I left the state lines, we were like, oh, freedom. Hello, freedom. We will take you back.
Right.
So we've had a lot of disappointing things with the election, and you and I will discuss that a little later. But there were some good things, especially with Montana. Montana had a couple bills, and they approved this LR 130, which allows a statewide self-defense, a right to self-defense, because previously it depended which county you were in and how your self-defense would affect your outcome. Like, oh, I crossed this county line and I defended myself, now I'm screwed, right? But they changed it to make it homogenous. So go Montana. There's something good that has come from these elections, guys. We'll take
High
the
five and thumbs up
as they come.
Exactly.
How are you feeling about a Biden president?
Everything sunk in a fire.
All of my firearms. I've had differing opinions to that, because if we all just hide away and something really like the tyrannical government comes and we all try to fight individually, that we're going to lose. Like, I feel like we all are going to need to band together to protect that right. Kind of like how we have seen multiple riots and it seemed obnoxious, but it was effective because Biden's looking like he won.
Look at where we are.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm mixed, because part of me just wants to be like, bury them.
Yeah.
Put them,
bury them in the basement.
Yeah. Or something, like when they go for door-to-door confiscation, my natural tendency is just to hide them. I don't know. I did an independent sale and I didn't print out a bill of sale. Sorry. Like, that's a tendency. But on the flip side, I'm like, but what are we going to do when we need to use them? An individual, I know. Yeah. They all sunk. Those boating accidents, dang it. They're so common too with all of our guns. It's the worst.
Exactly.
There's some wins there. It's not all losses. That's what I'm trying to get here, guys.
Little victories. We got to find the silver lining here somewhere, okay?
There's some wins. It appears that the conservatives will get the majority of the Senate. As of right now, it's looking like that. So at least there's some sort of balance. And we know that there were 3 Supreme Court justices that are constitutionalists. So it'll just take a while for us to sue and take it to the Supreme Court if something crazy happens.
Exactly.
Good times. Well,
Speaking
of good times, let's get to know Nicole better, because for some reason I just, the name thing, Coley. I want to say Collie like a dog.
My name is Collie. I think everybody says that, because I've had a couple comments like, oh, my wife's name is Collie too. And I'm like,
it's cool.
Anybody knows.
Like Nicole.
Yeah. I had it in my bio there for a little while, but I was like, funner this way. I'll remain a mystery.
Then we can't track you, although your name is like displayed.
Yeah.
Party foul.
It's okay.
Okay, so what got you into firearms? What's your journey? Give me some of your info.
So I actually grew up in a pretty liberal household.
Where?
And I did not, in Boise, Idaho. And my dad had guns, but I never really knew about them. We didn't ever go out and go shooting. My family is not into hunting. And when I started dating my ex-husband, he actually kind of got me into guns. And on my 21st birthday, I actually went and bought my first .22 long rifle. It was pink.
Great.
Yeah. Love the decisions I made when I was 21.
Hey, you know what? There's a reason that they're still pink.
Yep.
You're not alone.
Exactly. I don't like pink anymore, but I still have the gun.
I like the color pink. You don't like the color pink?
I don't like the color. I like rose gold. But I was also, my daughter loves pink and it's
My
just
daughter does
so much
too.
pink. I don't like pink anymore.
If there is a
Just too much.
pink something on a card, she will take the card and hold on to it. And she's like, this is Nene's. This is Nene's. And I'm
Oh,
like, okay, sure, it's yours. Anyhow, yeah.
that's so cute.
But you don't love
But
pink so much.
I don't. I used to, but I
Just
don't
bad
anymore.
memories.
It's yeah, exactly. Um, so my ex-husband kind of got me into shooting and he got an AR and I went out and shot it. And I actually found the picture and I posted it to my Instagram a long time ago. And I looked at myself and I was like, I trusted him. He had no idea what he was doing. Like I'm standing like a total fool. And then we got into kind of skeet shooting and shotguns and stuff like that. When we got divorced, he ended up taking pretty much everything with him, except for the long rifle that I got when I was 22 or 21. And so enter my current husband. He was 4 years Marine Corps, then he did 2 years law enforcement, and now he's back in the Air National Guard. And one of the biggest reasons that I started carrying was because he was a cop. And his clientele is
The people that he
not,
interacted with.
yeah, not people that I really want to see on the streets and that we've run into on multiple occasions and that we've seen places.
Really?
Yeah,
People would
it's a small
recognize him?
county. Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Boise? Boise's pretty big.
He wasn't. He was at Canyon County,
Oh,
so like
okay.
Nampa, Caldwell.
Okay. A little bit smaller.
What? Yeah,
Napa?
it is.
Napa?
Nampa, not
Nampa?
Napa.
Nap.
Nampa. Yeah,
Nampa. Cute.
not my favorite places to be. So we don't go shopping there very often. We usually go drive over to Ada County to go shopping just because we don't want to run into. We've even now that he's been out of the police force for, oh gosh, I think almost a year now. We still run into people and they still recognize him.
Wow. Just a
Yep.
light into law enforcement homes and their families and the sacrifices that are made to help keep our society here
Hmm.
livable and safe. And it's just like, I didn't realize that kind of difficulty is what you guys face. So it's
Well, and
interesting.
his dad was actually a cop in Boise County, which is kind of like Horseshoe Bend area. And so he would keep, oh, his wife would have guns around the house too, just because he's arrested most of their neighbors.
Mm.
Horseshoe Bend's pretty small. I mean, it's only like 700 people.
Oh. Yeah. I heard you don't want to be law enforcement officer in the county that you live in. Same with being a paramedic. One of our mama
Yeah,
bear trainers, her husband's a paramedic, and he's like, yeah, I would never live in the county that I'm a
no,
paramedic in.
it's tough. And like we lived in the county that he worked in, but he was strictly in the jail.
Okay.
So, but we would, when his, I guess, clientele got out, we would see them around and we'd see them even in Boise, we'd see them at like big balloon festivals and stuff at the fair. The fair was always a really uncomfortable place to be.
Oh,
His head, both of our heads were always on a swivel. We
like
couldn't
who's
enjoy it.
looking at you
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and who's whispering as they're looking at you?
Mm-hmm. Well, and he's recognized people. I mean, obviously I don't because I don't see
You weren't
everything that
there.
he sees. Yeah. But um yeah, you see people and he's like, mm-hmm, yep, mm-hmm, that nope, that person. So
Oh.
makes it difficult
So that's what
going
got you
out.
into concealed carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
then why the Idaho, you don't have to do a shooting test, or do you?
Nope.
Yeah, so
No,
it's like
it's a
Utah.
constitutional carry. Yeah. But I
And
do want to do the enhanced concealed carry course
so you get
eventually.
reciprocity.
Yeah. So then I can go other places and not worry about it.
So how did you bridge that gap between constitutional carry and knowing what you're doing?
My husband and his dad,
Oh yeah, law enforcement.
basically, yeah, and military. I mean, they both taught me pretty much everything I know.
How do you
So
feel about constitutional carry?
I I like it, and I think that it's smart to a degree, but I do think that you need to have some kind of education. And I think most, from what I've heard, most of the concealed carry classes are more like what to do in certain situations, like lawful things, and like how to approach it in a lawful situation, and like
Mm-hmm.
how to behave afterwards, and how to um so I think that it's important, but I think the right to be able to defend yourself is also important. And I like the fact that we're constitutional carry state.
Well, so there's feelings behind it. The feeling is, oh, I want someone to know what they're doing.
Hmm.
But the facts of the situation is how many accidents, there are not more accidents with concealed carry holders in Idaho, in a constitutional state, than there
Yeah.
are in California or Utah or other places where you have to take a class, or Texas. Or actually,
Yeah.
Texas is constitutional, but you can get it whatever. But there's not a despair. It's not statistically significant of having a problem in a constitutional versus non. But
Hmm.
us, even gun owners, were like, should you just, like, you turn 21 and you can slip a pistol in your pocket? Cool. But yeah, I
Well,
don't
and
know.
especially coming from like a liberal house, like had I just went out and bought a gun and put it in my pocket, wow.
But you didn't. I think that's,
No.
like, people do not want to shoot themselves on accident. So even in a
Yeah.
constitutional state, like here in Kansas, I go to the gym and do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and a lot of the guys are like, "Oh, you teach concealed carry? I need to take that class to carry a gun." And I'm like, "Well, technically you don't. Like, you
Yeah.
can just go and put that gun in your
Just
pocket."
go.
And they're like,
Good to
"Yeah."
go.
And these are big, strong men. Like, they're,
Hmm.
they go to the gym, and they,
Yeah.
even them, they feel uncomfortable with doing that without training. So I think the natural sane person
Yeah.
thinks, I should still get some training if I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And
But
apparently the dumb people aren't shooting themselves enough to make it go away.
right. I mean, even when I first started carrying, like it took me a long time to carry, and I would purse carry a lot when I first started carrying. And then even like I think we got like one of those sticky holsters, and I didn't even carry in that for very long because I was just uncomfortable with it. It took me a long time to be comfortable carrying like on body,
Yeah.
like 2 years. It took me like 2 years to get comfortable with it.
How did you purse carry? Did you buy a
I just,
purse?
yeah, I bought a Browning purse that had like the little compartment. And then at first I bought a Ruger LC9S. So it had the manual
Thumb safety.
safety. Yeah. And the
Uh,
trigger safety.
Okay, so getting into that, you feel like it's ultimately still a good thing. What made you start the Instagram gun stuff?
Um, well, when I first started, I thought about starting a blog, and I did some research, and I found Style Me Tactical, Emily Valentine. And I went and saw her Instagram, and I was like, I'm not really big into writing. I don't like writing. I'm more of a visual person. So Instagram just seemed like the best. And at first, when I started, it was very, it kind of mimicked Emily's page, like concealed carry outfits. And the more that I've grown, the more I'm like, I'm just going to be me.
And people like
and
to see
just share
people's
my journey.
faces
Yeah.
and yeah, just different styles, different
Yeah.
personalities.
I mean, don't get me wrong. People like pretty gun pictures too, like flat lays, but
Oh, Gunstagram. Yeah.
yes.
If only I had like the eye for that to display
My
things.
husband's so much better at taking pictures and like editing, and he has the time and the patience for it. And I'm just like, mm, I,
I can take good
I'm good.
pictures of people, like a portrait. I can figure that out. But
Hmm.
once it's an item, my brain's like, cannot compute. How does this look pretty? Ugh.
And
Yeah.
like 20 minutes shifting things around.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Try this angle. Try this. These all look crap. I took 40 pictures of nothing.
See, and that I'm like a fly by the seat of your pantser. I just post whatever I want, whenever I want, when
Whenever.
I just do
Screw
what
the
makes me happy.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Do what makes me happy. That's cute. Dang it. Keep it. Keep doing what makes you happy. So, what got you into what inspired the humor aspect? You,
You know, I'm just kind of a dork in general.
fair enough.
And I don't know. It just like happened upon me one day and I was like, this would be really funny. And like as I was making my first like funny reel, so I think my first reel was like me and my kids and like my EDC. And then I think I can't remember what my second reel was, but I don't know, it just came upon me and I was like, this would just be funny. And as I'm doing it, I was literally laughing the whole time. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing
This is
ever.
great for me. I love this. Bah.
Like I find myself pretty funny, but I wasn't sure anybody else was gonna find it funny.
You know what? It's your grandchildren are gonna like have that to look. That's my grandma. Oh my gosh. She's so awesome. That's cute. So you have little kidlets. How
Yeah.
has your journey been with educating them for firearms, about firearms?
So, I mean, we talk about it all the time and I mean, they know that we carry and it's not anything that's abnormal. They know, okay, we don't talk about this when we're in public and we don't.
That's a good point to distinguish. Like, we don't talk about mom's gun when we're out and about.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but like when we go to the bathroom, obviously I have to take my kids with me and I have to take my gun off to unbuckle my pants. And so I told, we talked to our daughter who's the oldest and she's almost 6. We don't talk about this in public. Like if we talk about it here at the house, that's fine. We can talk about it. And if you want to learn about it, we're more than welcome to teach you and show you. But you don't ever touch a gun without mommy and daddy's permission. And it has to be under our rules. And if you see a gun, then you run away and you come and get us and we figure it out together.
Have you showed any videos or used any of that? Or you guys just sit her down and lecture? We're going to do this, girl.
Yeah. I mean, and we let her hold like empty guns and we make sure to tell her like when you hold a gun, you need to look and you need to make sure that it's empty and you need to not check just once, you need to check 3 times to make sure that it's empty and that there's
Can
no
she rack the
magazine.
slide?
Oh my gosh, no.
I was like, that's
No.
amazing.
But I show her. I'll rack it and I'll
Like,
show
show me
her.
it's empty. That's a good
Hmm.
idea. I don't show my son it's empty when I do it. I triple check and then I give it to him. But that's a good idea. Like,
Hmm.
make you show
Yeah.
them.
So then when
Hmm.
because our rule is we at 6 they get a bolt action 22 single shot rifle to start with. And so it's important for us to make sure that she knows like
Which is coming
when.
up. That's
Yep.
December.
Yep.
We're
And she
doing
told me
the knife for 5. It's fun.
well, she actually told me this year, I said, Adele, what do you want for your birthday? And she said, well, I want a pocket knife and hunting stuff. I was like,
Do you guys hunt?
yeah, we just started. This is my first year hunting, But my husband's hunted since he was like, I don't know, 16, 15, 16.
And you're
So, but
like,
this is my
oh,
first year at 31. And she's like, I want hunting stuff. I want to go hunting with you. And I was like, well, we can get you hunting stuff, but you can't hunt until you're at least 10 and
is
can
it
go through
10
hunter's
in
guides.
Idaho?
I think
I
it's
think it's
9 or
11
10. I can't
here.
remember. Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
young
think it's
there.
9 or 10.
You know
Hmm.
what blew my mind about hunter's education is that
What?
if a young child, like 11-year-old, has taken hunter's education and they have their license for the hunting license, they can go
Mhm.
hunting alone with the gun.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Are you for real?
I am for real.
There's no
Yes.
way I would want my 11-year-old child hunting by themselves.
Yes. Or, I mean, a pack of them that have
Yeah.
their hunter's education. And you know what
No,
made me
thank
think?
you.
The reason this is still a law, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty close to statewide or nationwide. It's not just a Kansas thing. The reason this has not been removed is because we haven't had
Any
problems.
issues? Huh.
Yeah. Fascinating.
That is very fascinating.
Yeah.
Makes you do a little,
Just get all the kids hunter
yeah,
education stuff.
right?
It's gone under the radar, I guess. But yeah, blew my mind. I'm like, wait, what? Little 11-year-old by themselves? Go for it, Donnie. I mixed
Boy.
Dawn with Johnny. Donnie. There we go. I don't,
I dig it.
I
I
don't
dig it.
know a
That'll
lot of
just be Donnie
Donnies
from now
other than
on.
other than Osmond, but there we go. Yeah, that's my next
I dig it.
son's name. Little Don.
Shout out.
He's coming sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We want another girl. If we get a boy, we're gonna be sad. Another
Oh, see,
boy.
I want
Dang
another
it.
boy.
Oh, my boys are horrible, man. My boy babies are horrible. They're fine when they get older, but man, they are just really fussy. I don't know. They're broken. So I don't want another boy baby. I don't know if my sanity can take it. So you want
Girls are
another
just too
boy?
emotional for me.
Oh, maybe I'm emotional enough. I don't know. I think girls are difficult because they are verbal with
Yeah.
they use their voice
Hmm.
to say something they disagree versus boys, they tend to do physical things. Okay, anywho, back to guns, mom life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sidetracked easily.
So, baby girl wants a knife and hunting stuff.
Yep.
And her birthday is coming up. So
Yep.
how do you plan on introducing these things to her?
I have no idea.
You
I have
still
no
got a
idea.
month.
I
You got
yeah.
time.
I know we had looked at the Cricket website at that Nathan
The
Kit knife.
wooden,
Hmm,
yeah.
the wooden one. And it shows you like exactly how a knife works and how it goes together and how it flips open, and it's obviously like not sharp. So we thought about starting her out with that, and we're still not 100% sure if she's quite ready for a real pocket knife.
Yeah.
She can be a little,
Intense.
um, she's very independent and very strong-willed.
It's my
And
knife.
yeah, I don't think we need a strong-willed 6-year-old with a knife running around my house.
Yeah.
That would
So
be
I have
wild.
been studying this intensely. Well, my husband was like, okay, 5, we give him a knife. And then we talked to my son, hey, we're going to give you a pocket knife. And then he was like, no, I don't think I'm big enough. Let's wait until I'm 6. And we're like, okay,
Oh,
yeah, right. Like, oh, you're so responsible. You
I
little
told you.
yeah. And then so we were like, okay, that's fine. We'll wait till you're 6. Then like the next day, I had already forgotten about this conversation. I put him to bed, and then he walks up after like a half hour, comes up. He's like, Mom, I changed my mind. I want the pocket knife. And I'm like, okay, we could do that. So that's what got me back into the knife world. But there were a couple
Yeah.
things that I thought were interesting as I've studied this. So one, they call it the circle of death, which is I'm going to scoot this back for people watching on the YouTube. You take, oh, while I hit that, you take your arm in a circle and you tell them that is the circle of death, and you need to stay within that distance of people so that they don't get hurt. Like you can't, when you have
That
a
makes
knife
sense.
out,
Mhm.
you keep that space from people so that they don't get hurt. And then they also call it the blood triangle. And this is, you're going to see my whole outfit. Okay.
Oh,
The blood
cute.
triangle is, so from the pelvic to your thigh right here.
Mhm.
And they call that the triangle because if you make a incision in this area, that triangle, you can hit a major artery and bleed out. And so they say make sure you never point the knife at the blood triangle, and then you keep that circle of death distance. And so it's like, okay, we're gonna teach on some of that. And then I also heard, once I put this out on Instagram for knife education, because I know gun education, not really
Yeah.
knives, they said try to avoid a dull knife for their first knife, because if the knife is dull, then they will start putting too much pressure,
Too much pressure.
and that's where you get a slip. And so I was
That
like,
makes sense.
oh,
That makes so much sense.
yeah. And so, which is counterintuitive for a
Yeah.
mommy. I've also seen with my research, I'm going to post a bunch of these because as a response to all of your help, which I like the wood one as well, but they have blades that are rounded. So it's a pocket knife and you pull it out, but the tip of the knife is rounded instead of pointed.
Mhm.
It's still sharp, but it's sharp, and then it rounds, and
Huh.
it's obviously not sharp on the round part. So you can't
Yeah.
do stabbing, but it still has like a blade for cutting.
Like cutting boxes or something.
Yeah, for cutting. So knife stuff. Have you already bought her gun yet?
Yes, I didn't buy it. My husband's dad bought it, but
Oh.
it's purple, her favorite color. And yeah, he got it like, I don't know, I think a month ago.
Oh, I thought you were.
I
He's
mean,
had
it's
it
just
since she
like,
was 2. He's been
not
holding on
quite
to
that
that
long.
baby.
Yeah. No, not quite that long.
That's
But yeah,
so
he's had it for a
fun.
little while. And he's usually the one who takes like the grandkids out and goes shooting because he's got two grandsons too who are 8 and 7.
All
So
right. Oh, that's so fun. I'm so excited to watch that
I know.
process unfold.
I'm excited too. She's pretty into it lately. She's like all about it.
That's a cool experience with kids. My son, when he was 2 years old, he would take his toy guns and put them in his pants, like conceal them.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, Mom,
Yeah.
I got my gun." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do. It's awesome. Go
Well,
get it."
it's actually funny. My she has like a wooden rifle, like a lever, and she has the best trigger discipline I have ever seen of a child. It's crazy to me. She comes out and she's like, "Mom, look," and her fingers like straighten off the trigger, and I was like, "Atta girl."
Yeah. You're like, "I wish I grew up like you. You're so cool."
I know. I grew up boring.
Boring. Only with squirt guns, and I didn't
I
have trigger
know.
discipline, man. I was pulling that thing,
Yanking it.
slapping that
Like all
trigger.
them
Who needs that? No wonder why I
This is how you
missed.
know. This is how you. This is how you know you're a mom.
Good
Oh
life.
man.
Good times. Cute kiddos. Okay,
Yeah.
so baby girl's gonna get her gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think your son's gonna handle that?
He's pretty good about it. Like he's a pretty good listener. And if we are like taking flat lay pictures for Instagram and they're around, he'll if I tell him to stop, he'll stop, which is pretty good for he's almost 2. Not
Yeah.
bad. He's a pretty good listener though. And I
Mine
think he'll
aren't.
be
What
good
do
with
you
it.
do? Do you beat them? What do you do? No, just
Um, no, I tie them to a string in the backyard.
Oh, naturally.
Gotta chain them up like the dogs.
Oh, and then you put the sprinklers on, little cold
Oh yeah,
therapy.
exactly.
Mm.
Waterboard them a little.
Oh, yeah, mine don't.
Mom of the year.
I know. Maybe
No.
my business shouldn't be Mama Bear because the mama is not. I don't have the mastery of the mama one yet, but
Yeah.
working on it.
I don't know. He's just so much different than our daughter.
That's why you want another boy, because he
Yeah,
listens.
yeah.
You're gonna be eating your words, girl.
I know. I'll be eating crow if it's a boy or a girl. Let's get real.
You're gonna be in it deep. So
Yeah.
what's the goals? What's the plans here? What's the vision?
Um, like with Instagram or
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly don't know. I'm just doing it for fun
Flying
because I
by the
think it's
seat of her
hilarious.
pants here.
Yeah, I've told you I am a flying by the seat of my pantser. Like I don't have anything planned out. I don't have plans. I literally take all my pictures on the fly.
Just the
I
same day.
just
Let's do it. I do
yeah.
too, but it's just because I'm so unorganized. But
Okay, that's also it. And like I can't ever get caught up. And then I get excited about like a new reel or a video that I make or something and I'm like, I can't wait.
yeah, I can't wait to post this. I just spent all this time
Exactly.
putting it together.
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of flack for the election day video that I posted. So,
Oh, what was it? Which one?
I like started, I like started in like a pro gun shirt with like appendix carry.
Yeah.
And then I like wave my foot over the camera and I come out in all like this tack gear
Oh,
with
yeah,
like
yeah, I
plate
saw that.
carrier.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a lot of hate for that.
Why?
Oh, I was called like redneck, white trash. I got like a bunch of DMs calling me white trash, calling me a terrorist, telling me that I was going to be a school shooter one day
Because
because
you were representing military
that
that
was like my hunting gear. I was in my hunting
helps.
gear.
It looked military though.
It
That's your
did look
hunting
military.
gear?
Yeah.
You go out all tactical out for
I mean,
hunting.
I don't go with the plate carrier, but could you imagine hiking for freaking how many miles in a plate carrier?
I
No, thank
just
you.
like could
But
imagine
like
a
the
hunter with
underneath,
yeah.
yeah, like there's like I think like a paintball something or other.
Oh,
But
doesn't
yeah,
it just
that's what we
make you want to
use.
make more videos like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it like fuels me. I had someone go psycho about my gun slinging.
The wheeling. Yeah.
So
Really?
ticked about it because it's not safe and I'm breaking the gun rules. Granted, these are fake guns, but that's okay. And I'm portraying this and blah, 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 like just livid. And I was like, sorry that you're ruining your whole day for this.
Yeah.
But like, oh man, now I want to do it more.
I know. It's funny, even like on my my EDC one, where I had my first one that I ever did
EDC is
with
everyday
like
carry for those listening. Okay.
yes, sorry. Um, but yeah, on my EDC, the very first EDC one that I did with my kids, because I put them and I was like carrying my son, because I carry him every day. I do.
Yeah.
And I got some flack on that one too.
Yeah. I've also gotten some stuff where if I do a practice draw with my baby,
Mhm.
even though it's unloaded, still
Haters gonna hate.
you gotta, but I
Haters gonna
mean,
hate.
why is that important? You were just outlining it,
You
but
I mean, you have to get familiar with it. Like you have to get comfortable with it.
because that's real life.
Period.
And yeah, I have done the videos with a pillow before, but a pillow is a lot lighter and a lot less wiggly
Right?
than my little putt putt.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like,
and
yeah,
and not only that, but like when do your kids know what to do if you draw?
yes, I'm just gonna go on that. Yeah, having them know what you do.
Mhm.
Yeah, girl, I'm with you.
Get it. Mamas unite.
Yes, mamas with guns. Mhm. So, what's your favorite post that you've done?
Ooh, I don't know. I probably like the election day one the best. It was the funnest to make. The shirt one was kind of fun. Um, but I get a lot of people saying how much they love the gun sales guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
People love the gun sales guy.
That gun guy.
Yeah, yep.
You know what your next one should be?
What?
Someone goes in and asks for a box of 9mm bullets, and they take them to a reload tip of boxes instead of an actual cartridge because, oh, I'll show you a bullet instead of
Yeah,
the wording or a
yeah.
clip versus a magazine.
I
Those,
was going to do that one. I told my husband, I was like, I want to do that one
yeah.
because that's like, oy.
I don't I don't get hung up on nomenclature. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might say that wrong. I will if someone's wanting to know the proper term, then I will enlighten them. But I'm all about bringing people into the gun community, and I don't want to be, "Oh, you're such an idiot. You don't know what you're doing." Like, "Yeah, you said that wrong. I don't care. I love you. Come here."
Well,
Um,
still love, but
but
it's all
yeah.
about education too.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think there's a nice way of doing it and saying, "Hey, just so you know, like here's what a clip
No,
is."
there's only one way. Be a jerk about it.
That's the two-way way, baby.
Bring back the gun sales guy.
So have you had a gun sales guy experience?
Literally everyone that I've posted.
That is
The
your
gun, yeah. When I first, like, I bought my first gun. I got it for Valentine's Day from my husband, and
which was what color?
it was blue.
Oh, I thought your first gun was a pink 22.
Well, no, I bought that for myself.
Oh, okay.
My first pistol. I should clarify.
Okay.
My first pistol. Um, but the second one, we didn't even go in. I was like, it was like we went in on like the third or fourth time, and I wanted to look for myself. I was looking at the VP9, the H&K VP9, and he's like, "Oh no, you need to try this one." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I just want to look at the VP9. I already have the. I don't need an SK. I want a full size pistol to look at." "Oh well, you don't need the H&K. Can you just hand me the gun I want to look at?"
Wow.
And then I start checking the chamber and like working the mag release and you
Yeah,
know
how's it run?
rocking
How's
the
it
sight, and
feel?
he's and like obviously like looking down the sight, seeing how it feels, and I'm cross eye dominant, so I'm like gotta get adjusted at first, and he's just like, "Wow, you really know what you're doing," and I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
"Where did you learn that from?" "My husband," and he was like, "Really?"
Dang it, I
"Yeah."
haven't taught my wife.
I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that was fun."
Yeah.
I
Done.
did have a gun guy, kind of older, and I went in to try some different holsters, like the sticky holster and whatnot. And I had already had my pistol on me, and I had never like been asked to take my pistol off. And my husband's like watching from afar, and he's like, I wonder how she's gonna go about this. But he asked me, he's like, oh, we'll just try it on. I'll give you a pistol that you can put in and try it and see if you like it. Just walk around the store with it for a little bit. And I took off like my entire holster that I already had on. And he was like, I didn't even know you were concealing.
Oh, so he had another
hmm
holster rig.
hmm
Oh, and you're like, okay, take out the whole assembly.
Yeah. And I just took everything off because I was like, whoa.
I'm not going to bring a loaded gun into this place.
Exactly. Well, and I had never been in that situation before, and I didn't know how to approach it. So my husband's like looking from afar, dealing with, we only had one at the time, dealing with our daughter, and he's like,
What are
what's
you
he
going
gonna
to
do?
do?
Yeah.
How are you going
And then
to
afterwards, he was like, good job.
pat pat? That's what you do. Yeah, I think that's something to consider with a holster. Like, can you remove the entire assembly? Because when you go into the courthouse or you go to the post office, you don't want to just take your
Yeah.
open gun and just put that bad boy under the seat. Just there you go. Like, it's better if you have the whole assembly, or even
hmm
better, some states require this. You have a
A
lockbox in your car.
lockbox. hmm
I do not have a
I do
lockbox in my
not.
car.
My husband used to when he was working for the jail, but
Yeah.
yeah, we don't have one.
And they're not even that expensive. I need to just
I know.
put one in there. Like, it's like 20 bucks on Amazon,
I
really.
know.
I just
That's
spent
what we
40
call
bucks in
lazy,
babysitters today, so
right?
I think I could
Worth it. It was worth it.
totally. Yes, totally.
Any date night away from the kids is worth it.
Ah, sanity. Well, sweet. Gun world. Have you considered like education or furthering that
I've
aspect?
I've thought about it. You mean like taking classes,
No,
or do you
like
mean like
teaching.
teaching? I've
Both. Let's talk about it.
Yes, I would love to take classes. Like I would love to get into the whole tactical, like plate carrier, like get into like the super tactical stuff.
Hmm.
I'd love to get into like long range shooting, competition shooting. I think all that stuff is super interesting. And I'm kind of one of those girls who's I like to do different things, and I like to be better than the boys. I try to push myself to be
Anything
better
you
than the
can do, I can
boys.
do better.
I have a little bit of competitiveness in me. I have thought about teaching, don't even know how to go about doing anything like that, but I have thought about it. It was a brief thought, and then it was like, I have no idea. I have no real training.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
wasn't sure how to go about that, but
Well, maybe we'll talk after this about how your
to be
process with that.
continued.
To be
Yeah.
continued. Yeah, the big difficulty is for quality training. It's
hmm
quality money,
It is
and
very quality money. And with kids, quality money is hard to come by,
yeah, yeah,
especially if you want, like, I have never had a full size pistol. So we just went and got a full size pistol for me, which, breaks
to
the bank.
concealed carry, or just
I
for
would
home
like
defense, or
just for home defense. I'm like, if we go out hunting, I can carry it. Um, or, you know, when shit hits the fan.
yeah.
What?
Oh,
Never.
oh man.
But I would like to be able to carry a full size weapon, concealed carry. I think that would be awesome. I've concealed my husband's 19, Glock 19 before.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, it's not completely full size, but I just got the 19X.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna
Maneuver that bad boy.
yeah.
That's one of the ones that I don't know if the bra holster would really work.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you I've never tried the bra holster, and that's because I do not have the assets
You got
to
something.
carry.
I could see a
Okay.
little something,
I wear
something.
bra. It's called smoke and mirrors. Okay. All smoke and mirrors. I wear like bralettes. I can't even wear real bras because they're just nursing has destroyed everything.
Oh, this is like the second time I've had this conversation in this last week. Talked about someone about getting implants and how we were so sad when we found out about like the horrible repercussions of implants. We're
Yeah.
like, no, we want to be
Yeah.
blissfully unaware. I don't want to know about these
Right?
horrendous like products. Yeah.
Don't tell me.
It's
Don't
gonna
tell
work
me.
perfectly. It's gonna work perfectly. But all right. Well, I mean, I've seen
It'll be socks. Socks still work, right? Or
have the
those
same
little
feel.
gel fish cutlets, the little fish cutlets. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh. This
Listen, a girl's got
podcast.
to do what a girl's got to do.
Oh my God.
I
Oh,
am
funny.
not for the faint of heart.
I'm just, I'm like, we are so all over the place and I love it. It's funny.
That's
We talked.
literally me, like all the time.
Oh man. So do your friends shoot? Your girlfriends up there?
None of my girlfriends know that I carry.
Shut up.
They're all liberal. And so I don't share any of that information.
You're
with
not going to
them.
share the gospel of guns to your liberal friends.
They're just not ready for it. Like all of my friends came from Sephora when I worked at Sephora.
They don't know that you have Coley Marie. Shut it. Really?
Really?
How do they
I
not
don't
know
have a
you're
lot of
carrying? You're
I
married
don't
to a military man.
not
Weird.
every military man's wife carries.
Well, we'll make that happen. Just kidding. So they're from
I'm on it.
Sephora.
Yeah. Most of them. And I don't have a ton of girlfriends. Like I just don't get along great with girls. Not
Okay, fine. I get it. Cool.
get out.
I thought we were having a good
Most
time.
girls.
Just kidding.
No, most girls. We just don't have like a lot in common, and it's tough with kids. You drift apart super fast and super easy.
It's true.
And unless you have any commonality, it's like a once a year thing.
So no shooting ladies together, huh?
No, not yet. I'm hoping to find some like girlfriends in the area that I can go shooting with, but
Yeah. Share
it's just hard.
the love.
Yeah, it's just hard to get out. And I love like the Instagram world and being able to connect with like other people and other guys and other girls who carry and who shoot and train and who have the same mindset, because I don't have a lot of those kinds of friends.
Yeah.
Dear.
That is the nice thing about Instagram. As far as like business goes, for me personally, Michelle, the other Mama Bear trainer, it's a different story. But for me personally,
Mhm.
most of my students do not come from Instagram. Most of my students come from Facebook. But I continue to
really?
do Instagram because it's like, I like it. It's
Yeah.
rewarding. It's more fun to interact. Like the 2A community is really active on there. And so it's like,
Mhm.
oh, this is fun. I get to chat with my friends that I feel like I know, but I've never met in person.
Right?
There we go. I'll be like, yeah, this person did this. My husband's like, who's that? They're like a social media friend. So there's
Yeah.
that. But
And
we're
you just
friends.
use their like Instagram handle.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I have someone who will message me and they'll say, "Mama Bear," blah, 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 or something mama. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like when someone calls me mama and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it. 'Cause mama bear, but
Yeah. Makes sense.
it's not weird for you unless people call you Collie, like the dog. Times like me in my head.
Yeah.
I will fix that.
It's okay. I'll respond to pretty much anything. Hey,
Well,
you with the ears.
what's your favorite Second Amendment success story? Do you have one?
Boy, I don't know.
Like where someone used a gun in self-defense?
Oh boy. That's a good question.
You're gonna have to look it up.
I know. I don't know if I know a whole lot off the top of my head. I know that I saw a video going around of like, I can't remember if it was in Brazil or not, but there was this woman and she had her kids with her and she like pulled her pistol out of her purse and like shot this guy who was coming after them with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And she straight up like,
Owned
she
him.
kicked the gun away. Yeah, she kicked, and she was like super smart about it. Like she wasn't just,
Yeah.
random Jane Smith down the street who doesn't
But
know
if
anything
Jane
about
Smith did
guns.
it, I would love it too.
True.
Yes, get him,
But
Jane.
I mean, she like kicked the gun away. She was on the phone. I mean, you can't hear anything, but I would say that was probably like the best video that I've seen, other than like the 4 people in the one church
Oh
who all were
yeah.
carrying.
And they
I
all
think there was
stood
like
up and the
4
one
people.
guy
Yeah.
did a headshot. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Yep.
Yeah, this Texas white settlement, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. My favorite one is the mom who, well, okay, I'm not going to get into the shaming aspect of this. She left her car running with her kid in the back, ran into the gas station to go get something, and someone decided to steal the car with her kid. And so she runs out of the car, jumps on the car, reaches through the window, the open window, into the glove box. The guy is driving away, right? Into the glove box, pulls out her gun, shoots the driver, and then the car crashes. But yeah, she got her baby. Yeah, epic.
Holy crap.
I know. It's
I have
like,
never seen this
never
or
heard
heard
that
about
story.
this.
I'll have to find it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite
That's
stories.
insane.
Makes me think, when you watch those kidnapper movies and the mom's like, wow, I'm like, how would I react? Like, what would I do? Would I jump on a
know.
car? Like, what would you do?
I know. Anything and everything.
Yeah, for your
I
cubs.
will find you and I will kill you.
Liam Nielsen over here.
Yeah.
Is it Nielsen? Liam Nelson?
Liam Neeson.
Neeson, there we go. Liam Neeson. Clearly, I watch a lot of TV over here. I'm really good with my...
watch a lot of Daniel Tiger.
They need a Daniel Tiger gun safety one.
Yeah,
Stop,
they'll have to come up with like a rhyme.
Yeah. Run away, tell a grown up. Anyway, yeah. We're just gonna take the same Eddie the Eagle song and just put the Daniel Tiger theme song on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write them. I'm sure they wouldn't, because so many parents would be ticked off. Why did you show like that? How dare you? To my kiddos.
Moral sin.
Well, this has been fabulous. It's been good getting to know you. It's nice to see other Second Amendment women. You don't have to be law enforcement. You don't even have to have all of the fancy classes to learn how to concealed carry safely and be able to protect your family. A lot of people think I need to take classes for years and years and years, but you can do it, and you don't have to you don't have to invest. It's worth investing. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
think
on
you
a
can find a
small
lot
budget,
of great stuff on, I think you can find a lot of great videos on YouTube.
And a lot of educational stuff.
And a lot of like just learning through personal experience.
Yeah. And I will put a plug for Mama Bear. We try to keep our classes cheaper. So
Hmm.
like a normal firearms class, you're looking at $250 for a 4-hour course or something. And we try to keep our classes under 50, around that, for a
That's a
2-hour. So
that's awesome.
yeah, we really do work on that. I mean, still there's overhead and we're putting
Yeah.
our lives in danger. So you kind of can't be free.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to know that you can get to a safety proficiency like that.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, girl.
Mama
Yes,
power.
mama. If you're still listening, like, subscribe, share, remember, do all the happy bits for the goodness of algorithmness of this
Yes.
this
Keep the
podcast.
2A community
Oh,
alive.
rate. These are things I forget. So anyhow, if you're doing that, do that, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.